few extra inches overall. Any nighttime reading or anything else like that. Plus a little storage space to put your goodies along the way.
Right. Keeps them.
The lights are regular RV lights again. And they're adjustable, so you can
That's nice.
move them up and down any way you want. The switch over there is actually for a light that's on the front.
Oh.
So I have a night light, if you will, on the front and the back. And the window serves two purposes, ventilation and lighting. Michael's design didn't have that in there, but I decided I would put one in there.
Yeah, I think he kind of, with that plan, gave you something to start with.
Something to start with. The inside, you know, the outside was pretty good about it. There was a few things to change. The inside was really left up to whatever you wanted to do. And so that's what has really taken me the most time is the inside. There's a few things I would have done differently on the inside. After I've done them, it's like, why did I do them? Well, don't know until you actually install them. This is the extra part of the storage from below where you can put t-shirts and stuff like that. You have to put the cap on there, but that's the another shore power plug. Idea is if I ever get to shore power in this cold area, I can have an electric blanket.
That's a good idea. Yeah. Stay warm.
Yeah, yeah. So since I was planning to go to colder places, the idea was always warm.
Right.
So one of the things you'll notice in here, there is no vents on the top. I didn't install any RV vents or anything else like that. The tanks, I only have a gray water tank, and I made a vent to on the outside, down on the side of it, rather than put it up through the roof.
Okay.
The hot water has its own vent out to the front, so again, don't have to do anything there. So I didn't have to put any holes in the roof or anything else like that.
Don't have to worry about leaks. Then.
Don't have to worry about leaks. That was the idea behind that. So, like I say, we'll fit a queen size mattress up here, plus have a little extra all around.
So you can have a little room to make the bed.
Yeah, I'll make the bed or whatever.
Yeah.
There is the interesting fact about the design that has the slanted roof like this, the shed roof. You get a lot of space on one side, but then you lack it on the other.
Right.
The one thing, you know, one design that may consider is perhaps it'd been a little easier to do with one less window, bring the loft out more, and made it so that you could sleep long ways rather than this way.
Yeah.
So that's one possibility.
A little more headroom.
Yeah. The trailer is a 16-foot trailer. So by the time you add basically almost 3 foot for the windows, you're taking 10, 11 on the bottom, you know, you get to.
Right.
So you basically have about 5 to 6 foot for the loft. So it's a matter of trade-offs all along. You want bigger loft, in this case, this design, less windows.
Yeah.
Or the other thing, which Michael actually did have in his design, rather than the huge single windows like I went with, he actually had two sets of windows.
Oh, okay.
So I did this to help simplify construction and things like that. But he had 2 sets of windows. I didn't want to set up there because there'd been no way to get to it unless you had the loft coming out here or get up with a ladder and get to them. In his design, he showed them as closed windows. Well, instead of doing that, I just decided to go with the huge windows instead. Yeah. This here, you have just about as much square area of window space as he had in his design. You just have a different window.
All right. Yeah. Well, I'm impressed, Bill. There's a lot going on here.
There's a lot going on. There's still several things to do. Table is one thing. Hooking up the battery and the propane to get them set for traveling. And a few minor things. I have some touch-up paint and stuff like that to do. But pretty much done now.
Yeah. Well, the interior work's the big stuff. And so many people don't realize that.
That is the one that has taken the longest time. Like I say, the design was very easy to put up the outside shell. 2x4 construction, very simple roof, just has the rafters running along it, and Michael had it where you could basically build a whole piece and put it up there. I did almost all the construction myself, so since I wouldn't have any help putting something else up there like that, I just made them simple rafters across there and just spaced them out and nailed them in separately rather than a single piece to go on the top. I did have help on 2 instances. One is to put the walls up onto the trailer itself, because I built them in the garage and then had to have help hoisting them up there. Second instance is when I was doing the T1 siding on the trailer, because those are regular 4x8 sheets. It's a little hard to hold it up and nail it at the same time.
I'm sure.
So that was the only really 2 instances that I had any help. Otherwise, everything else I did myself.
You were able to do the windows too, huh?
The windows, it was the third thing. Sorry, that was the one thing. Needed some help putting those in.
Because those look heavy.
They're a little heavy. They are heavy and awkward. Yeah. But that was it. Otherwise, you could. And looking back on it, if I'd had it set up a little differently, I could have done those too. There are ways of working around to do them. One thing I found out afterwards, the windows, you can take out the bottom sections, so that will make it lighter. Also, if I was to do this over again, obviously one thing I would like to have is a nice tall garage / shop, whatever, to build it in. And I would have a way of being able to either scaffolding or hoists to be able to put it, and you could build it by yourself. Right. So anybody who thinks that they can't build them by themselves, there are ways of doing it.
Okay.
Another thing is that you could, like Jay and a lot of the others have done, is they build the walls sitting on the trailer, so all they have to do is tip them up.
Right.
Again, if I had a nice big tall shop, I could use a hoist or something to put them up with and go from there. So it is possible, really, with these designs, to do it all yourself if you really need to.